Welcome back to Cap Reviews. We want to bring in congressional reporter Michael Schnell from The Hill. The Hill is actually one of Nexstar Media's partners. Michael, thank you so much for being here. A lot happened this week that we need you to break down for us. I want to start with President Biden's first state dinner. Special guest, President Macron of France, gets the invite. And now timing is everything. So what was the significance and the agenda for the French president to be here in D.C.? I can understand that Ukraine was probably one of the main topics for the two presidents to talk about.
Exactly. You mentioned Ukraine, and that's a particularly salient issue right now, of course, with the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine happening, but also in terms of U.S. politics. The House is set to flip to Republican control next month in January. And that's significant because while aid for Ukraine has been a really bipartisan and bicameral issue on Capitol Hill, there's a growing contingent of House Republicans who are questioning if more aid is needed overseas for Kyiv that needs to come from the U.S. and calling for audits of the aid that has already been sent to Ukraine. So this state dinner, it could be with France, which is, of course, one of our very large NATO allies, could be seen as sort of shoring up support for that Ukraine funding in the coming months. Some notable guests from Capitol Hill: House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and House Minority Whip Steve Scalise, who are both expected to move up in leadership come next year. So absolutely, funding for Ukraine and just overall support for Ukraine was largely, very likely, a top issue at the state dinner.
So we know our lawmakers, especially in the House, they've been spending hours in caucus leadership elections. The main headline from this week was House Democrats elected Representative Hakeem Jeffries as their leader. A lot of people here in the DMV, they don't know him. So who is he, and how does he come off to Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill?
First off, absolutely, Hakeem Jeffries was elected as the next Democratic leader of House Democrats. Significant in itself because he will be the first Black individual to lead any party in either chamber. So it was a really significant vote this week. Hakeem Jeffries is a lawmaker who served for about 5 terms from New York. Before moving up local government in New York, he was a corporate lawyer, and then he came to Capitol Hill, and he's quickly risen through the ranks. Right now, he's chair of the House Democratic Caucus, and then, of course, in the next Congress, he will be Democratic leader. Now, how has he been playing out in the caucus so far after his election? One thing that a lot of people were keeping an eye on was how progressives would embrace him, if at all, once he was elected to the top leadership role. And they so far have. And the reason why that was being closely watched is because some were skeptical of him. I mentioned his corporate lawyer background. In 2018, he also took on a real progressive icon, Barbara Lee, for a leadership position that he ended up winning. So the thought was that some progressives would be sort of skeptical of him as he rose to the highest echelons of power in the caucus. And what we found, me and my colleagues, was that these progressive lawmakers are really warm to him and giving him a warm welcome. According to some reporting from colleagues in Washington, Hakeem Jeffries has been setting up meetings with more of those left-leaning liberal lawmakers. So he's really trying to stick a hand out, an olive branch, make inroads with them. So he's had a pretty warm reception among Democrats so far. In terms of Republican, it remains to be seen. It's not clear that he has much of a relationship with Kevin McCarthy, who is right now he's running to be Speaker in the next Congress. So it'll be really interesting to see how the relationship forms between Jeffries and Republicans in the next Congress.
All right, congressional reporter for The Hill, Michael Schnell, thank you so much for being here and for your time.
Thanks for having me.